Welcome to Your Time to Thrive with personal fitness coach Jason Stevenson.
Hi there, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Meg. Thank you for coming on today. For everybody who is a first-time listener, new-time listener, this is Megan Habershaw joining me today. Ben is indisposed a little crazy busy today. And we've been talking about getting Meg, who has contributed immensely to the podcast since it started.
Hi, Meg.
With Ben and I've talked about it every time we say we should get her on. So thank you for coming on today. I appreciate it.
I was thinking I should have showered this morning, but whatever.
It's a podcast. There are no requirements for showers.
It's work from home life, right?
Yeah. If it's any consolation, I have not showered yet today either. But
hey,
that's normal.
It doesn't happen.
Hey, I got up, I got my work clothes on, I got dressed, I brushed my teeth. I think we're good for the day here.
Works for me.
So for those that haven't heard or gotten into the podcast before, because you have been a major contributor with your perspective and thought process and knowing a lot about where I come from and what I do, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are, how we met, and why you chime in so much with what we do on the podcast? Like, why are we so in tune with a lot of the things that we talk about, Meg?
Well, how could you not tune in whenever you're in a conversation with you, right? How could you not?
You don't have to kiss my ass. I'm not counting reps today,
Oh, really? I don't have to do burpees on Friday morning?
No. When was the last time I made you do burpees?
A long time.
Yeah, come on.
But I think it's been about 9 years, right? I think I started when I was end of my sophomore year in high school, and now I'm 24, so it's been a while. I think I started with you at Anytime Fitness. Yeah, I was kind of a lost soul in making my way through high school, and then kind of just stuck with you because you just changed my life. I don't know what else to say. It's been a blessing, I think, to learn from you and grow with you, and especially this last year, I think it's great.
Wow, kiddo. I appreciate all of that. That was more flowery than I expected. So thank you. I told you this the other day, but it's been my honor, honestly. It's one of the blessings that I have on a daily basis to get to see people change and to grow and to become who they really want to be. But to be able to impact people's lives for the time period that I have been able to do so, you are one of my best examples of that, because I've known you for so many years and having met you when you were in high school, like you said, like we were all hot messes in high school. Trust me. Anybody that thinks they have it together in high school either deserves a commendation for that or is full of shit, because nobody really knows what they're doing in high school. And we're all just trying to make it do anyway. I mean, not that we aren't trying to do that as adults either, but to see what you have learned and to see how far you've come, especially with your mindset and your perspective, I wholeheartely agree that it has been a beautiful journey.
It is. It's been, I was one of those people that thought I had it together in high school. I was like, oh, I work out. Oh, I do these great things, all these things. And then I went through college and realized life is not that. And I actually have a lot more to go. I think every day you learn and you grow, and it's all you can ask for.
Yeah, you came on earlier here today. I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm terrible quoting you on this, but when I asked you how we're doing today, you said that it's a great day. We're alive. I woke up and I'm going to do this. That perspective is an amazing thing to hear come from you, because I know that you have had a hell of a year, and having been knocked down by COVID early on, and then by dealing with the entire process of getting stuck in the house and dealing with work from home fiascos and getting sick again. This has been a process this year. And for you to have that amazing perspective is commendable. It really is.
Yeah, I think, my year before really set me up for 2020 to have it be positive as much as it can be. I think everybody is going through things, and it's just a blessing to be able to wake up every day, and it may not be what I want every day, and it may not get to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish, but as long as I can, enjoy a little bit of it, I think it's a totally different perspective. Because when I first started with you, I was just like, go, go, go. Let's not work through anything. Let's just work out and eat semi-right. And that's going to fix it all. What's mental health? I don't know.
I'm going to come back to that. Hold that thought. So when you just referenced last year, those that don't know, last year was the year of Meg, which was an amazing journey for those that jumped on the social media, but especially me to have such a close seat in the entire version. What was the year of Meg for you? Because you now in retrospect, we look back on it because you came into that with one intention, and then looking back on it, what else?
Yeah, so the year of Meg kind of started with an extreme loss, right? I lost someone really close to me. And then kind of working through that grief, I realized that I was actually not okay. And the things I was doing were hurting myself. So I started with therapy, and I started this mantra of Year of Meg and kind of just learning how to unlearn everything I've known. And thought was good, right?
Huge.
Which is hard, and that's something I still do today, But I think it's that mindset shift of, well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. But it was starting therapy was huge for me because, one, it helped me realize I've actually been struggling for a long time, but also that I have the tools in myself to get through what I need to get through, and work through my shit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
So one thing that I've always struggled with is food and not trying foods. I was the queen of like a 5 foods only. I ate chicken tenders, like Tyson frozen chicken tenders, grilled cheeses, pasta, and pretty much that's it. And not like pasta with red sauce, like pasta with butter. That's it. And so I started trying new foods every week, and it kind of branched into me exploring different things. And I ate steak for the first time. Whenever I say that, people are always so shocked. Like, you never ate steak? I'm like, no, I didn't. So now I cook my own like foods that I never thought I'd be eating. I ate Thanksgiving meal last week for the first time and enjoyed it. It's a crazy journey, that's for sure.
What was your favorite thing that you had for Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, my mom and I cooked the turkey a little different this year, so I really enjoyed the turkey. But I made all the stuff myself with my mom's help to try and learn, since we couldn't have family here. I was like, well, if I mess it up, no one's here to try it, so might as well try it. But I really enjoyed the stuffing that I made. It was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So steak wasn't the first one that blew my mind. Do you remember the first thing that we had you try with Thrive?
Well, we tried a bunch of things. And when we first started working together, I think when you came and trained here at my house, right?
Yeah.
We went to the grocery store together. What was it? I tried a tomato once with you.
Yep.
It sounds so funny now because like now I make my own sauces with tomatoes, and like I have tomatoes in my salad. It's just so it's so funny. I was just looking back actually the other day about all the things that I've tried, and I'm like, who was I before this?
What did
And
you
how
eat?
did I get by?
Yeah. Well, for a lot of people out there, that that step is a process in a lot of different worlds. That fear of the unknown, the fear of like, I haven't done that before. What's that going to be? What's that going to do to me? What's that going to feel like? That whole mental battle that we go through is traumatizing, and we get stuck in the trauma of it. So out of all of the things that we've tried, from cheeseburgers with peanut butter and
Oh yeah, I never ate a cheeseburger. I
well,
tried my first cheeseburger at like 18 or 20.
that was the inception of some of that stuff, because as soon as I heard that you never had a cheeseburger, I was like, well, we got to change this.
Get you a trainer that brings you to a burger place.
Yeah, and to be fair here, we went to a local cheeseburger place that makes handmade patties and makes real burgers, and is still an amazing. And here's a shout out to B&B Dockside. Still makes amazing cheeseburgers. Yeah, because we don't mess with that fake shit, right?
Right.
Don't give me a McDonald's burger. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying McDonald's fake shit, but it's real. This is authentic here, and unscripted and unfiltered. So out of all of the things that you've tried, was there anything that caused you great trauma, or it was like your mom just chimed in and said kale chips?
Yeah, I made my own kale chips this year.
Huge.
Threw them in a salad.
And how were they?
Good. I put Parmesan and garlic on them. It was good. They were good.
And easy.
My mom's always so shocked by the things that I'm making now. So.
Well, because before I came along, she tried for 18 years of your life to get you to try different stuff. So was there anything that you ever tried that lived up to the hype and the fear?
I would say everything.
Lived up to the hype?
I mean, I didn't like I liked everything that I tried, is the thing. And I think I shocked myself because you should have seen me. I was taking like small bites. I was like little niblets of everything. But like the only thing I really didn't like was stuff with soy sauce in it. My sister made like a stir fry, and I think what I realized is my palate was just not there yet, And the first time I tried things, I may not have liked them, but I've gone back and made them my own, which is nice.
Huge. That in and of itself is a huge lesson for this whole process of like trying new things and experimenting and coming out of our comfort zones, that I think you have really jumped on board with the cooking side of it. That really changed a lot of it for you, was either cooking with people or cooking for yourself, right? Like if you're scared to do something out there, then find a version that you can do yourself. Either do it in the comfort of your own home or make it yourself, and you'll find a big difference.
Yeah.
It's like the Thanksgiving meal that you cooked yourself, right?
Right.
You're going to try all that, aren't you?
I did. I even tried the cranberry sauce that we made from scratch. Like, who am I?
This is the new Meg. This is the new
It's been
Meg.
good though, right? I'm still here,
It didn't kill you.
I have this fear of like, what if I try these things and I don't like it? Then what happens, right? Well, nothing happened. I just didn't eat them again. Or if I ate them again, I try something else to do it, I survived it. It wasn't a huge battle,
Exactly. And my mom just tuned in with saying learning to cook for yourself is key. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I will give her full credit for getting me into the kitchen at a very young age, and inspiring a love for food, which is one of the reasons that you and I have talked about food so much, because, we talk about food all the time as part of the experience of training with me, because it's at least half the battle, if not more so. But it's also a big piece of the puzzle, is that control side of it. You being able to have that freedom and that understanding and that experience now is huge. We got Becky saying learning to cook is not easy. No, it is not.
I usually create some cloud of smoke at least once a week in this house. This is what it is.
But you said it in the way that I love hearing people say it. It didn't kill you. There's a great shirt that says it, but did it kill you? Because so often we put, which is a basest instinct for us, is that fight or flight, because we don't have life-threatening situations under normal circumstances in our day-to-day lives. Our chemical systems still react that way. So when we get something presented to us, whether it's a food or an experience or anything that comes along our plate that we've never experienced before, and we have a fear reaction to it, it feels very real as far as a very extreme fear. And to recognize that that's how your body's responding and think, all right, so let's see. It's a tomato. It's highly unlikely that it's going to kill me. And I can take a small bite of this and just see. And then you find out, oftentimes that fear, those insecurities, or that just that knowledge, the lack of knowledge of something that we've tried, that first bite of something, that first step into a yoga class, or, that first endeavor into a spin class, or just going out and going for a walk around your neighborhood, and you've never done that before. It's like, well, just take that first step. Right.
And I often find myself, I reflect a lot, like probably more so than the normal person.
Wait, there's normal out there?
What is normal? My mom made so many great meals that I never tried, like my family would be eating a prime rib, right? And I'd be sitting there eating a plate of pasta and a small salad. Like the Debbie Downer of the group, right? So that has an effect on you too. Like, the things you're doing, and that you want to fix them, and then sometimes you just don't know how to do it, or it's not your time to work on it, The time and place for everything, that's for sure.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that. So you don't regret the process. No. What if you had a chance and you could go back a couple of years, what would you tell your past self?
To forgive myself. I think I struggled a lot with not being perfect, because I didn't really care what people thought, but the inner dialogue, right? I never would forgive myself for making a mistake, or I'd be so hard on myself to the point that it would be destructive for myself. And then it turned into a cycle of destruction. And, I think what I'm super thankful for is being able to find someone to talk to about it all, so that I can work on how to create those skills to not be destructive with myself. And that's not saying that I'm perfect, like every day you're going to be tested, essentially. And it's just, what way do you want to pivot that day?
Pivot. Huge. That, I love being your friend. Can I just say that? You have never ceased to amaze me. Because that's huge. I think that right there, to give people that freedom, to give people that understanding that you need to forgive yourself. Like we get into that headspace, and we've been talking about this for a while on the show now, that that inner monologue, that conversation that we have with our angel and our demons and whoever else is in there with us, that is so important to monitor. So important, because you're in control of it all. I know how it feels, because I agree with you. None of us are perfect. We're all in that battle. It's a daily battle, because those voices don't stop. The synapses fire, the memories fire, the self-deprecation fires, all of the hopes and dreams and thoughts that we've had in the past, they still fire. Like, that's going to continue. Yeah. How you respond, right? How you continue that conversation. And for you at this point in your life to look back and say, I need to forgive myself for some of that stuff, is huge.
Yeah.
So are you actively doing that? Because I know there's a lot of your process now that you've been, you're journaling and you're doing your meditation. So is there a process part that you have where you actually actively address that?
A lot of it for me is journaling. I have my therapy sessions and I get to talk about it then, but they're not with me every day. You're not with me every day. You have to be accountable for the things that you choose to do. And sometimes, it's just your brain might be wired differently, right? Like sometimes you can't control what you're doing. But you have to find some way to be like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? Why am I doing this? Is this serving a purpose for me right now? Is this going to help my future self? And I think, sometimes you're going to answer, yep, I don't care, whatever, just keep doing it and then deal with it after. But, after you put in the work and you continue with the work, you realize that it gets easier to work through those things when they're happening. So a lot of times I go to my breath. I've learned a lot of breath work through meditation and yoga at the place that I go to, and it's been life-changing. Just like the power that your breath can have. I think a lot of times people make fun of me because I like to lay on the floor, but it's grounding.
Yeah.
It helps me get connected to the ground and to feel something that is not destructive, while I concentrate on my breath and try and work through what I need to work through. Because, sometimes journaling can help, it can be great, but it's not always going to be everything that you need. Sometimes it just doesn't work. So you just have to have a bunch of tools in your toolbox to go to when you need it.
They call that undeniable truths. As a way of grounding yourself when you find yourself caught in the chaos, whether it's a fear or a anxiety or a stress that's just not a good thing, whatever it is, to find things in your reality world, like in your very proximate world that are undeniable. I can feel this hard counter. I can feel the air blowing on me. I can feel the ground beneath me. Things that you can recognize that are tangible, that are undeniable, and it helps ground you. Right. That's pretty cool that you found that as a tool to rescue yourself.
And I think, something I struggled with closeted was binge eating, right? And think when you struggle with that and you struggle with depression and anxiety, I think it's tough to, catch yourself sometimes when you're in the middle of that, right?
Oh yeah.
But you kind of just got to have that what the fuck moment, right? What the fuck am I doing? How am I going to get through this? This is not serving me. And that's kind of the questions that I ask myself now, and I wish I had that back then. I wish I had those tools because I think, I'm thankful for what I've been through to get me to this point, but I wish everybody would have those learnings and teach you about those things instead of mindless things that you don't use anymore, like algebra.
Oh, we use algebra every day. Come on. No, I agree with you. I think life skills is something that should be evolved. I think that as we learn more about the human mind and practices like you're just talking about, the things that are actually applicable to real life and that help us become better humans to ourselves and to other people, that should be a real serious curriculum addressing. The problem is, what that is. It's just funding through states and governments, and that's how schools get tested, and then they're not going to get funded for it. So unfortunately, the success of their human beings is nothing relative to the funding of it. But you as an individual now, and I firmly believe in this. This is one of the things that I've always carried with my training process, that I come from people that taught me. I come from great parents and great grandparents and great teachers and coaches that I look up to still, and that I talk to still, whether they're with me or not. And I appreciate their teachings in all the forms, that I feel an obligation and a responsibility to carry that on and to help other people. So in that sense, you still have that same opportunity. In fact, what you're doing today, just you being candid with me and sharing what has helped you, helps provide that to other people. If you could say something in that tone to those that are listening, what would it be?
That's a lot of power. I mean,
And with great power comes great responsibility.
Words
right?
are meaningful, right? Your words affect other people. And I think it's important to remember to be kind to yourself and to be kind to those around you, right? Everybody's going through something. And I recently took a class diving deep into my shadow, which is your unconscious being. I know this sounds weird, but it's true. We all have things that we internalize and that are deep within us that are reasonings for things that we do or how we react to things because we're not getting what we need. And I think, it's not just recognizing those things, but recognizing that other people are going through things and the way they respond is not necessarily a reflection on you. And I think a lot of times we all struggle with caring so much about how other people react to us. And even though it's probably not even anything that you did, so that's something that I'd want people to focus on because it's something I struggle with every day, right? I'm like, oh, did I do something to make this happen? Those narratives that go in your mind and just pausing, breathing, and questioning, it's okay to question things. Does that make sense? I think I lost my train of thought halfway through.
No, that's the beauty of the format for this, Meg. There are no rules or regs. You could talk about whatever you want. No, but I agree with you. I think that pause is one of the best lessons that I ever learned. It was actually in a training seminar that I went to that this speaker was talking about interpersonal relationships and basically said that same thing in that sense that we don't afford ourselves that pause. It's the difference between the respond and the react. We tend to react pretty quick, right? It's a reaction. It's our emotional reaction. Like you said, it's our narratives. It's our gut reaction. This is how I feel. It's probably not a good one. It's not the best one. And it doesn't mean that you can't go with it, but to pause, to just pause for a beat, even if it's just one breath in any given situation, it's socially acceptable. It's okay. I mean, we're in this technological world where it's fire questions and quick responses, and they didn't respond to my text, and why aren't they calling me back? This whole capacity for communication at such a quick time frame has really screwed us up in that opportunity to respond to somebody. You get into a conversation with somebody, and it's okay to take a breath before you answer. And
I have to. Because, I think I said this to you last Friday, and you can correct me if I said it a different way, but I said, I have to pause because if I don't, you might not like the things that are going to come out of my mouth. You might not like my reactions. Sometimes I have to walk away, and that's not a reflection of anything somebody else did. It's just what I need in that moment. It's recognizing the things that I need.
Yes.
To have a productive conversation with someone or to give myself to someone in the way that they need from me.
Yes. But aren't you better for that conversation, for that circumstance, for that person in the long run anyway by doing so?
I think I am. I think I'm a better listener. I'm a better advice giver. I have a lot of people that come to me for things in my life, and it's something that I'm really grateful for, but it's also something that is really hard, right? When you are the person that people lean on. And I think that pause has really helped me acknowledge what I need first to see what I can give to other people. So, and people may not like that I pause, but it's something that I need to get to do for myself to, be what you need me to be and be what I need for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is more important. I agree that our responsibility to other people is strong. But I will always hold to the fact that you are not being genuine to yourself if you're putting everybody else in front of you always.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not selfish to be selfless at times, but that I feel like it's important to be authentic to yourself as well in that sense. Like you just said, that you are, if we're, and not that you ever have to apologize for any way that you communicate with me, you know that. But if we are able to pause in a conversation, if we are able to pause in our response to something, then we are not just our reaction. We are not just our basest instincts. We are not just our raw response to things that is just a reactionary, you know, and emotional usually. You have time to contemplate and to think, hey, this is who I really am. I'm not angry. I'm angry that was said, but I'm not angry at you. So I'm not going to communicate in anger. Okay, here now. And that took 10 seconds for me to come up with a new way of having this conversation. And then it carries it further.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't get stuck in the old ruts.
Yeah, that's true. I often think about when you're a trainer, this is your health and wellness coach, right? During our sessions, how I've responded to you sometimes at 6 in the morning. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should breathe during that. But at 6 in the morning, you get raw Megan, so it's whatever.
I'm lucky that I do get the authentic. I require that. You know that. You've been with me long enough that I require the authentic. But there's definitely a veil of reality that is always on that early morning session time with people. That's honestly, it's one of the things that I miss from my time in Pennsylvania. I did a lot of in-home trainings, and it was very routine for me to start my morning with people that were literally crawling out of bed and coming down to their gym space with me. And you talk about raw. Like when you come into the gym or when we jump on Zoom, that's exactly like that. That's what it feels like. It's pretty cool because then
literally when we have a Zoom, which is what we've been frequently doing, I literally roll out of bed 15 minutes before, trying to get some stretching in, but I'm really just putting on my shoes.
Look, I'm here. We're good. That's it. But that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing that you can be your authentic self, you know, that instead of having to feel like you have to put on a face or have to be presentable in a certain way, you know, or to feel like the world's image of us is required. You know, that's one of the things I think that I've gotten out of this year that changed a lot for me. I was really reticent to do a lot of video work and put myself online because of that perspective that I have, that we have to be a polished image of what people expect as a trainer, you know, and I've never been that trainer. I've been very proud to be myself in what I do and try to bring that out in my clients, you know, say, look, this is real. This is raw. You're going to be sweaty and uncomfortable and things are going to come out of your mouth that you don't want to. That's okay.
We're all going through life, you know, we all have shit. You're also not going to be perfect on some days either. You're going to have things going on in your life that you may not be your best self that day, you know, it's okay. I think it goes back to that forgiving yourself mantra, right?
Yeah.
You just get through what you got to get through, you know, and don't be apologetic with it, because if they don't understand, maybe they're not the right people to be in your life.
I agree with that. I think that's the beauty of your the authenticity that you have created around yourself at this point, that who you are is who you are, you know, and that the right people will be attracted to that and the wrong people will clash with that energy. You know, the wrong people will not be okay with that. And that's okay too. They will learn on their own then. That's fine. There's enough people in this world that we can bounce in and out of that, right?
True. There's a lot more people outside of Rhode Island, that's for sure.
Oh, wow. Right.
That
was the other big adventure for the year, huh? Getting out on the...
like 9 years ago. For those that don't know, I started 2020 off in California, working for 3 months, and then at the same time it came over here. COVID came over here. It feels like a lifetime ago.
So for those of you on the East Coast that don't know, Meg brought COVID to the East Coast.
I'm going to make sure I'm on the record for saying no. That was not the truth. And please do not put that into existence. This stays.
Never. No. I think what you brought back from California was a perspective to go right back to the topic here at hand today that was hugely life-changing for you.
Mm-hmm.
That as much as the year of Meg was life-changing for you, I think that the time that you spent in California was a big step for you.
Yeah, it tested everything that I've been working on.
Yeah.
In many ways. Tested all my boundaries more than I already thought.
You tried fish tacos in California.
I did, without being cooked for or like having a structured setting for it,
Yeah. Yeah, it was huge.
I climbed a mountain. I took a 2-hour boat ride to an island and hiked for 4 hours just to take a 2-hour boat ride back.
That's the thing that people don't understand from our area, this like 20 minutes is too far thing, that people travel large distances to do little things in the rest of the country and the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But an unforgettable experience. Right?
Yeah, for sure. No, it'll stay with me forever, and no matter what happens from here on out, right, I still can say I did more for myself in these past 2 years than I probably did before that.
Yeah.
Not probably, that I did before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a definite.
It's a proven fact.
But you were ready for it. I remember that's the process, right? Like we cannot change the past.
Mm-hmm.
Your perspective for where you are right now is because of what you went through and how much time you spent getting to that point. You wouldn't have been ready for that.
And I think that's the important thing is I was ready to accept the things that I was doing, right? And to work on them. And I think a lot of times with mental health, we all want to help those people around us. We want to take their pain. And that's not an easy task, first of all, because you're not putting yourself in the best spot to be able to do that. Right. But also, most times people are not ready to hear that from you. I've had multiple people tell me, oh, Megan, you're depressed. You should go do this. You should go do this. Why are you so angry today? Like all these different things. But I was just like, leave me alone. Like I'm fine when I was not. But it's you got to be right for you when it's right for you and be open to it.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a great way to finish, actually. Because that's
you need it and when you're ready for it.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. And don't give up.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Miss Habershaw. I appreciate your time today.
I'm glad I could be presentable.
You're always presentable. And I really appreciate the conversation today. I have always loved our conversations, but I really appreciate your vulnerability and your honesty. Thank you.
Anytime.
Yeah. And I will see you Friday. Well, thank you. I mean that right back to you. I'll see you Friday morning.
6:30 in the morning.
Bright and early. I'll brush my teeth for you. All right.
I'll probably not going to for me.
That's the beauty of Zoom. You don't have to. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. We appreciate it. If you have any questions relating to your health and fitness or otherwise, reach out at thrivetrainingteam.com. We're here for you. Go out there and enjoy your day, folks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
For more information, tips, and workouts of the day, check out thrivetrainingteam.com.